Welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting for financial freedom. We want to be taking a look at the JASMY price chart one more time. As you can see, today is a new week, and we really want to know what we should be anticipating for the JASMY price to do this week. Last week was a little bit chaotic, ended up being pretty okay, but still we want to know what is going to be happening this week likely for the JASMY price chart. So without me running my mouth too much, let's quickly jump here into the daily time frame, and I just want to rush to the indicators real quick because I think it's very much important to note that during this bull cycle here that we have had with JASMY, the RSI has really been supported right on the dot here on the 30 mark, like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fourth time that we are here. But I also want you to notice something here with the RSI, that you see we've got this blue line, right? And then we also have got the yellow line. In a bullish stance for JASMY, you see here that the blue line is crossing the yellow line to the upside, and we have a nice pump to the upside. Something happening here, and right now we have that approaching. We don't have that condition satisfied just yet, so it's one of those things where you are like watching the paint dry, right? But it's something that is optimistic to see that approaching. When that appears, obviously you're gonna hear me saying, you know, bullish, 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 this and that, right? But also looking at the MACD, we are also seeing that in as much as price is trending to the downside, look at what is now happening with the MACD, showing that momentum is dying for the bears and the bulls are beginning to take control. So this is on the daily time frame. I mean, pretty much small things to look forward, but I actually think that the main story for JASMY in the immediate short term is actually lying here on the 4-hourly time frame, which we will refer to right now. And I'm talking about a very simple structure that I've traded like for years right at this point, and it looks easy to me, but you know, there are always dangers of saying that trading is easy, right? You will be humbled, but still I'm gonna just behave the same way that I've behaved over the years, and really this is something that has had me nice returns here. So if I may, let me quickly just go ahead and show you the structure that I'm looking forward to here. So we have seen it time and again in the markets where we have a crash like this, like a waterfall, and then all of a sudden we have a V-shaped recovery. We visit the low one more time, maybe 2 times and stuff like that, and then off we go to the races one more time. I was even talking about this earlier in my RCP video, because really the rest of the market is looking like this here if we take a look at the 4-hourly time frame. So I mean, just as I was drawing here with this sketch, I think you can pretty much anticipate what I'm going to say here for the JASMY price, but still just to give you much more reassurance that look, this is not something that I'm just making up, right? You can also see the same kind of thing even here on the biggest stock exchange here on in Japan actually. So this is the Nikkei. You can already see that we are looking at the same structure here of the waterfall. Then you have got your V-shaped recovery, and then obviously you are looking for support levels here. You're testing the lows one more time before you head out right there, right? Not only are we looking at that example, we are also looking at the equities market. We are seeing Tesla pretty much doing the same thing here, and you can already see that you have got this waterfall crash right there, V-shaped recovery, visit the low one more time, and then off to the races you are going there, right? So we have it actually multiple times here on Tesla, and something that just gives you much more confidence in what you are doing. And you can see here we also have got that waterfall, right? V-shaped recovery, come back test it one more time, and then you continue to the upside. By the way, if you want to learn how to trade this thing with like much more detail, there is a course that is going to be coming by the end of this month, or even maybe like towards the end of this month here, and it's really going to be, I mean, a fantastic one. There are things which I literally discovered myself in the market, which I mean, it's not a course that is going to be teaching you head and shoulders pattern and you know this and that. Like, I'm going to be teaching you real stuff that I've actually learned in the market over the years. But you know what, I mean, deviating too much. Let's go back here to SUI. This is another example, crypto obviously, and you can see pretty much the same thing here. Crash, you go back here, you back test the lows one more time, and then you are heading out here. Let me give you one more example, maybe 2, so that you get a clear grip of what we are seeing here for JASMY. And we are seeing pretty much the same crashing structure, V-shaped recovery. You back the lows one more time, and then maybe another time here, the second time, just to make sure that you have got emphasis down here on your support level, and you are heading out. Obviously, even on Bitcoin we see similar structures there, where you are seeing that we have got this crash here, V-shaped recovery, test the lows one more time, and then maybe a second time, but you are going off to the races. So coming back to the JASMY price set, I think really you understand what we are supposed to be looking for here. And should I just go ahead and try to sketch it one more time? This is our V-shaped recovery, and we are looking to back test the lows one more time here, and then head out. Obviously, I mean, the best case scenario is to set a higher high compared to something like 3.2 cents that we were setting here for JASMY. But I will say that this is actually not a guarantee. But I mean, for the immediate short term, we could still capitalize on this volatility and make money, right, long in JASMY. So really, where am I expecting to get an entry here on the JASMY price set? Usually you want to be looking at the Fibonacci retracement level, right? So from the bottom here to the local peak that we were making. For JASMY, I usually target something like the 0.618, or in the worst case scenario, the 702 Fibonacci retracement level. So I will be looking at 1.8 cents, and should JASMY come back to 1.8 cents, I'm not going to be scared. I'm going to be buying JASMY, and I'll be looking to sell way even higher, right? Should I actually go with specific price targets there, I will be targeting something like maybe 2.7 cents here for JASMY. So from 1.8 to 2.7, I will be looking at something like here, right around something like 55%. But if the low doesn't get all the way to something like 1.8, maybe I'll be looking to buy 1.9 or something like that. But one way or the other, I'm looking at right around the 50% pump here for the JASMY price. And I think JASMY can achieve, just from the structure here that I was showing you, that it can actually turn out to be great, right? As I said, there's obviously a more detailed approach that you can use to analyze this, but I really don't want to get into too much detail. But this is really roughly the idea that we are looking for. And it's actually not the first time that we are seeing this thing here on JASMY. We have seen it time and again, and the latest example that I can give here is probably the 24th of July, and you can see pretty much the same thing. So this has happened actually before. It really doesn't guarantee you are going to set a new high, but immediate short-term wise, it shows you that you can capitalize on the volatility. Now, I will say this though, right? You hear me being confident and saying all this and that, right? But let me reiterate this one more time. Trades are not guaranteed. Actually, if you have like much more pride in saying this and this, or like what I just said right at the beginning of the video, that I've been doing this for years, and you don't practice good risk management. For myself, I practice like very tight risk management and make sure that I don't lose a lot of money in the market, right? I will say this though, if we now see JASMY breaking below 1.8 cents and closing candles out of 1.8 cents, now that is actually a little bit much worrisome. We will be looking maybe to test the support level at 1.4 cents one more time. And yeah, obviously that's set for the market. But right now, where the market is sitting right at this point, I think we are sitting at a very good point. I was seeing what was happening with Bitcoin earlier today. You can see that on the weekly time frame, the volume that we had, the buy volume that we just had in the market right now. Let me go ahead and highlight that here. Right now, this has been the most, equivalence of what we were seeing back then in right around 2021, when we were having like the top of the bull cycle. And look at where we are right now. So this really came like very good news to me, because last week, the previous week before, we had like red candles in terms of the volume. But this week that we just closed last week, fantastic. These are like the volume candles that you want to see if you are going to be kickstarting a bull cycle. And then obviously, if you want to take a look at the altcoins, I have been saying time and again that we have seen this each and every single bull cycle. You accumulate, you go out here, you start pumping to the upside. Another sort of accumulation that you see here between something like 2018 and 2020. And you see, you head out right, you have your nice pump that happens here, the bull cycle. Right now, we actually haven't headed out just yet here for the altcoins, and we have, an okay pattern that is showing up right there, which is a bullish flag. And normally you would have actually done something like this here. So if you want to be taking a look at your technical price targets, you are looking at something like 3 trillion, basically maybe $2.7 trillion for altcoins. Now, it may look small, but what I would just say is that there is a lot of rotation that goes on in this market. So you may actually still have 10x's left, right, and center in the market, as long as the rotation is something that is happening, meaning that maybe one coin goes and then people take profit, they move it into a new altcoin. The money just circulates and stuff like that. So looking forward to something like this happening here. It won't really be too crazy, because what we have seen is that when we pull off Fibonacci retracement tools from the previous cycle there, from top to bottom here, we are only looking at the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. I would say it's a cheap shot, but look, I don't want to be sounding too confident. Again, at times it may sound reckless, but the truth of the matter is that this market is actually very much generous if you know what you are doing. Of course, if you are still learning and stuff like that, things can actually be very much brutal. It was like that for every single cycle that we have actually been in this market. So really nothing new, but this is pretty much what we are looking for here for the JASMY price set. As we're heading into the week, we are going to be focusing much more on this kind of a structure that you are seeing here. Maybe we'll hold a little bit on 1.9, 1.8 cents before we continue heading higher. I'll be looking at 2.7 cents, especially because this is where I'm looking to take profits. I will be announcing this trade obviously in the Patreon. With Patreon members, if you're interested, you can check that out. Other than that, I want to thank you so much for watching the video, and I want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video just by delicately tapping the like like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. It actually tells the YouTube algorithm that this stuff is actually very much relevant, and then the video will be shown to much more people. Also, if you're new to the channel, I want to kindly ask you to subscribe, because I do TA on JASMY and a number of other different altcoins on a regular basis. And with that being said, remember, none of what I say is financial advice, and you shouldn't be buying or selling anything because of anything I say, alright? But if you like the content, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and then I would have to see you on the very next one. Take really, really good care of yourselves. Bye.